start the party. 3, 2, 1. Hi. Okay, welcome to the Sheep Show. Now, I know I've got lots of support here at the Bath & West. I've been coming here for a long time, and I'm grateful for that support. But is there any new blood in the audience who's never seen the Sheep Show before? Anyone? Oh, yeah, great. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, you guys are in for a treat. The rest of you, it's a repeat. Okay, now the first part, for the newcomers, I'm just going to show you what's going to happen. Big bad sheep run through portholes, each in a wagon. They run on stage, unaided. They read their name and stand on the right spot. They can read. Move on. It does get it. Part 2, open door. Wild sheep. Some of you saw me loading. She's not the biggest, but she's wild. She'll dive out. Hopefully I catch her. Take her around a 4-wheel drive. I call this part the live strip tea show. Who wants to see a naked sheep? Now we're warming up. I've got people on my road here. I'm going to tell you why we get a naked, how good it's from, blah, blah, blah. Highlight for a lot of Sheep Show fans is when we throw it back to the Hollywood stars of the sheep world and they're going to break into a dance routine. I'm a dancing sheep. Believe that, you believe anything. Right, I'm going to go, I've advertised it, so I'm going to say it. Last question before I bring them out. The biggest income, this is a knowledge question for the area. Biggest income the UK has ever had. Was it oil from the North Sea? Gold you got from other countries a long time ago and your little boats brought back? Or was it wool? Oh, very good at this game, well done. This guy right here, he paid for your empire. Made you one of the most powerful nations on the planet at one point in history. He's a very old breed of sheep, and you've completely forgotten about him. He's extremely rare now. He went down to double figures not long ago. He's bordering on extinction. So before he disappears forever, let's have a look at him. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, put your hands together, scream if you feel like it, for the legend of the sheep world, Nobby, the Norfolk horn. Come on up here. Nobby, baby. Yeah, baby. Told you he could read. You like the song I picked for him? I will survive. Probably not. We tried. Okay, let's talk about the happiest times for Nobby's history before we talk about why he's disappearing. Hundreds of years ago, this was the bloke selling his wool to the rich Europeans, making loads of money. Loaded. He donated all that money to your churches over here. They probably just took it. Look, thousands and thousands of churches. He gave your church a massive power of wealth, and when you know your history, when your church got powerful, led the UK in different directions. He was behind the whole movement. It was him who started it. Why then is he so rare if he's so historically important to the UK? We'll come back to that later. But next we're going to bring on Susie. All right, I got a little crush on her. Don't judge me until you see her. I'm going to introduce myself a bit better. You realise I'm not local, don't you? Yeah, well done. I'm from Norfolk. I'm out of drive, not far. But I'm originally from what country? Australia, New Zealand. Stop there. Perfect. That's enough. I am a Kiwi. I don't mind being called Australian. Some of them are quite nice. I know you guys get a bit confused with the Aussie Kiwi thing, so I'm going to tell you the secret. How do you tell us apart? It's quite easy. Australians, they talk funny. It's not true what they say about us Kiwis, but this next sheep, she's cute. Please welcome the cutest little sheep I could find in the UK. Her name is Susie. The South Cow. Give it up for Susie! Look at baby. Okay. Doesn't she look yummy? Oh, sorry, lovely. Right. Now, Susie, let's go back to Nobby for a second. Nobby is famous for your history. Susie did one better. She went global. One man did it, your bloke. You've probably heard of him, Captain Cook. Sailed around the world, bombing other countries. Not many people know this about Captain Cook. When he left to go sailing, he took a little friend with him. Susie. Hoping he only took it for 2 reasons. Wool. Wool is the finest wool you've still got in the UK. Really good quality, very good for your posh garments. The other reason I'm thinking or hoping he took her, sweetest lamb chop you've ever tasted. Bring on the Barbie. Getting hungry just looking at her. She was the first sheep to land in New Zealand. She went to Australia, Canada, America, South Africa. Nobby like that in his women. Open-minded, travelled around the world. So Nobby asked Susie on a date. Only rumours, kids, but on their 3rd date they got romantic. Their romance has led to the #1 sheep on the planet. Get this if you can. Mother Nature only made 5 breeds of sheep. humans found them 10,000 years ago. Oh, we took them and we have made over 800 breeds of sheep on the planet. Wow, we've been busy. You guys have the number one in the world at the moment. The sexiest beast alive. Ladies and gentlemen, the number one sheep on the planet today is Sam the Suffolk. Give it up for your sheep. Sammy, come on up here, you sexy beast. Yeah. He might be sexy, but he can't read. Yeah, go top, right to the top. Keep. That's what happens, kids, if you don't go to school. Keep reading something on the back between us.
Yeah, when I'm at the mall,
Love this song. Listen to this bit.
and when I'm at the beach, I'm in a speedo trying to tan my cheeks. This is how I.
Maybe it's just me. Why is he the number one sheep in the world? What do we do with him? Well, no, we do. Sorry, Sam. We do. You're right. We love to nibble on him. I blame his mum. She passed on those lovely, sweet-tasting lamb chops. What did Daddy do? Daddy made them longer. You can squeeze a couple more lamb chops in there. Too late. Sad part about the whole family dynamics. Why is Dad bordering on extinction? I just blame the son. He took over the business and did a better job. Right in the world we live in today, folks, is out with the old, in with the new. All right, Belinda's next, the lady of the sheep show. I'm just going to give a heads up to the blokes, just a look, guys. When Belinda runs on, check out the legs. Please welcome our lovely, our luscious, our lady of the sheep show. Her name is Belinda, the blue-faced mister. Give her a lovely warm welcome. Come on up here, sweetheart. Work it, baby, work it. One more, darling. Yeah, baby. Just for the boys in the back, don't be shy. Now, back. Now, not just a great set of legs. Much more. Some sheep are good at one product, best in the world, meat. Other sheep can nail two products, wool, meat. She can do the hat trick. What's the third product we get from sheep? Milk. Okay, well done, 2 kids. Okay, not many people in the Western world know this. Obviously a lot less than I thought. Anyway, basically milk is just as many sheep are being milked around the world today as cows. Sheep's milk, more protein, more calcium, loads of zinc, keeps you looking younger, 65. Anyway, she's definitely a woman. She can multitask and she's very good at it. All right, we're going to move over now to the wildest sheep in the UK. Okay, I'm going to do this. Actually, hang on, I'll do it in a minute. Stop that.
No.
I'll see if I can do it through here. I've been practicing it. He's all the way from Scotland, lass, in the Highlands of Scotland. Bonnie Scotland. He's from Scotland. All right. Please welcome the Highlander, the toughest sheep in the UK, in my opinion. Dougal, the Scottish blackface. Come on up here, you big haggis. Yeah, crowd, give him it. Give him a little loving. Don't look him in the eye. He's the only sheep that knocked me out once. On stage. I lived up in Scotland. I was a shepherd. I was in Glencoe, one of the prettiest places I've ever worked. Looked after this breed of sheep. You'd only bring them off the Highlands once or twice a year. Nail varnish, haircut. Forget about him the rest of the time. Looks after himself. He lives in the toughest climate. Because of that climate, he produces the toughest wool. We don't use it for clothing, it's a bit itchy, but carpets last forever. The only wool my country imports. And he doesn't even need a fence. When he's born on the hillside, he'll never leave home. It's his home for life. One day, Belinda went up to Scotland, a little bit of hiking. Dougal spotted her and fell in love. 5-mile chase, Belinda gave up. Their romance has led to the number one sheep in the UK. Wales, Scotland, Ireland, and England. Please welcome your most common breed over here. Out of 68 breeds, Martha, the mule. Come on up here, you're number one. Pretty woman, walking down the street. Pretty woman, with the kind I like to eat. I love you. All right, now why is she good number one sheep in the UK? Mummy, Daddy. Mummy passes on the milk, the meat, and the wool. Daddy finishes her off. Gives her the toughness of a breed of sheep you don't need to babysit. Perfectly designed for your beautiful countryside and your lovely climate over here. Made by the UK, for the UK, and only found in the UK. Found nowhere else in the world. All right, we're going to move on to the hippie. Kids, just to make sure you know, like this is a mummy-daddy question, this next one. Okay, grown-ups, put your hands up in the air if your motto in life is make love, not war. Just the three of us. No wonder the world's in so much trouble. All right, the great way to be when you're old enough. Please welcome the lover, not a fighter, the hippie of the sheep world. He's called Lenny, the Lincoln Longwool. Give it up for the hippie. Yeah! Don't worry, be happy. A lot of people think he looks a bit like Bob Marley. He's got a lot in common with Bob Marley. Loves reggae music. Can't keep him off the grass either. Loves it. Just from mums and dads, I remember that one. All right. Now, wool would pay for your empire. Like I said before, made you an extremely powerful nation. This guy grows more wool than any other breed of sheep. He was a rock star, but I'm afraid those days have now crashed. Your wool market crashed, and now this guy has just about disappeared in the UK. Luckily for Lenny, he got off your island, made it to my island, New Zealand. Not sure how he got there. Maybe Ray Mears helped him. Little canoe, rode real hard. We love him. He won't become extinct when you lose him. We've got him. Unlike Nobby, this is the real legend. He hasn't even got a statue, but he was the one who actually paid back in the day for all that money. And I'm afraid he's just barely a few hundred left of him. He's only found in England. He didn't go travelling. So when you lose him... All right, we're going to move on to the foreigners. This next guy comes from the Netherlands. The Dutch were the first people to change the sheep's body. They made the sheep have double muscle on the Clunimus maximus. Really big pup. I've got a good song for him, actually. I'll sing it. I'm in the mood. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Please welcome the biggest bottom of the sheep world, Terry the Texel. Give it up for Terry. Well done. Good cheer. Why did we do it to a sheep? Why did we make a sheep have a big bottom? Very simple. More meat, more money. Look at Sam. Look at the look. Sam doesn't like Terry. 5 years ago in Sam's own country, Sam was knocked off the #1 spot by the foreigner as the #1 breeding male ram in the UK. If you're not sure what that means, kids, it's just a great job. He's got more wives than Sam has in the UK. Sam's got more wives around the world, so he's the #1 breeding male sheep on the planet. But I don't know if he's going to hold out for much longer. Terry is a much newer breed of sheep. He's taken the world by storm, been #1 in the UK for a while, but he's #2 in the world rankings too now. And I think he's going to try and knock Sam off the top spot. All right, let's go to France. Let's have a look what the French can do to a sheep. Please welcome, bonjour, to Rupert, the Root, Della West. Give it up for our Frenchman. Bonjour, Rupert. Oh, my goodness, here we go. Well done. Rupert, I don't think much of your necklace. Apart from the lovely binder twine, because he must have lost his chain. He is a bit funny looking, but he is from France. I'm not quite sure what the French were trying to do with the looks. Goodness, what's that? See if we can do a bit better. There we go. I think it's us humans. When we keep mucking around with our domestic animals, sometimes we get side effects. I think what the French were trying to do is get a sheep a bit like your Suffolk. Long carcass, good meat, good wool. They've nailed it. He's a cracker. You guys are the big sheep nation in Europe. If you didn't know this, you're actually more of a sheep nation now than New Zealand. You're one of the leading ones in the world now. You must have thought, well, this is a pretty good sheep France has got. Let's bring them over here. Well, it didn't really work. When you design a sheep for a country, you design it for their climate. You bring it to a slightly wetter, colder place, and he's soft. He's got softer feet. He's just much more high maintenance. And he's just not as hardy as your breeds. So he's not going to take off over here. It was worth a shot, though. He is a cracking sheep in his own environment. All right, we're going to move back to these guys in a minute for a dance routine. But first, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about sheep shearing before I get a sheep naked. I started shearing sheep myself personally with a pair of these. I was only 14 years old. Never forget it. You never forget your first. The man shoved a sheep between my legs. I was hacking away at that poor sheep for over half an hour. It wasn't because it was the toughest thing I'd ever done at 14. Why, I won't forget it. It was when the sheep stood up and walked off. It didn't look more like a poodle. I got better at it, but I prefer the machine. Some people get a bit nervous. I do this all over the UK, this show, and I do get heckled sometimes, told I'm a horrible person, it's mean to do this to a sheep. So anybody's worried about the sheep, I'm going to demonstrate on my own skin. It doesn't hurt the sheep when you're shearing. Doesn't hurt. You can get used to it. I'm joking, it's lovely. A bit like a vibrating feeling. Yeah, the sheep love it. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, just move on before I start laughing. Okay, so I've got to give you a safety talk now. I'm actually not allowed to. They even tried to stop me in your beautiful country, the health and safety people. They tried to stop me, but they thought it was too dangerous for me to let a sheep run towards you without a big barrier. So I now have to give you a safety talk before I can do that. Firstly, I'd like to apologise to the blokes. He's a bit of a show-off. Rupert, it's a family show, mate. I can understand why he's showing off, but what I'm worried about, if he coughs. It doesn't happen very often. Last time it happened, he did have a curry the night before. But, he did hit some poor kid in the front row once, right in the kisser. It was a cracking shot. It was really bad. I got over it pretty quick though. All right, I might just move it around. Can you just hop back up there? The tail lifts up, you're in trouble. All right. So let's get on with it. I'm very grateful to the farmer. I don't know if he's watching. He's been working really hard down with the shearing sheets. But he gave me the sheep to shear it. They're Shetlands. They're not a common sheep around this area. Shetlands are the smallest sheep you've ever seen. Honestly, fully grown. They're quite lively though. It's going to come on me head on. Oh, I haven't done the safety talk, have I? I was distracted. So I've got to do this by otherwise I get in trouble. So this is what they've told me to tell you, not my words. I open door. Wild sheep runs out. I will physically catch it. If I miss, hardly ever miss, once or twice a week tops. If I miss and a sheep lands on the grass and I'm not physically attached to it, it's not part of the show. Please don't panic. If a sheep is running at you, calmly stand. If it's getting closer, turn. If it's extremely close, run. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how I have to do that. And the good news is, if it all goes wrong, you can't sue me now. I'm covered. Suckers. All right. A 1-year-old sheep, I don't think this is too much damage. It's quite small, but they are quite lively at this age. 1-year-old never had a haircut. It's a bit silly. It's a bit like a rugby tackle when they come fast, when they come head on at you. We'll see a few of them tomorrow with the Lions. Should be a good game, people. If I could just get the sheep out. I can't go in there, you'll start rumours. Put the handbrake. Look, don't take any pictures right now. That's not the position. I don't want to be on YouTube. Are you shearing that sheep? No, get your own. An oldie but a goodie. All right, you take sheep out of 4-wheel drive, just like that. They do relax pretty quick. Once they come off their feet, they relax. You can just check them out. Here we go. You'll see if I make a mistake. If I make a mistake, one of those little pinkies touch the ground, then you'll see the fastest tap dancing show you've ever seen. The art of sheep shearing is not just about whipping wool off. The real art of sheep shearing is kind of knowing how to hold a sheep comfortably and in balance. You've got to do 300-400 sheep a day as an average shearer where I come from. You can't fight them, it would kill your body. And they do it 7 days a week when the shearing's on. I'm just going to check, I'm not a curve or anything, but I'm checking the bikini line. I just want to make sure it's a girl. If a boy sneaks in, you're not ready for it, you could be whipping things off, it shouldn't come off. I don't want any Mr. Bobbits on my watch. Sorry, I'm just going to show the kids, look at that. Ugh, disgusting. That's what happens, kids, if you don't use toilet paper. Mum and Dad will hear you coming, it rattles when you run. Horrible stuff. So we're going to whip off the bikini line first. We want to keep that separate from the good stuff. This is the carpets, clothing, insulation, bikini line, all that yucky stuff goes into felting. Get in trouble for saying this at the Royal Cornwall. They made in those little black felt bowler hats you see the rich people wearing. Hello, what, glass of port, anyone? You can think to yourself, oh, you're making a sheep pop on your head. Anyway, it's washed, so I'm sure it's clean. I think that's, oh yeah, kids, for the kids. I've got a couple buttons on a sheep. Because she's like a small sheep, it is a bit harder, and she's acting like a bit of a rabbit at the moment. So we've got these buttons to help the shearer. Watch this, I call it the karate kick, okay? So push the little button, whee, and pops that leg out. And I'll do it again. I know, it's the first time. Ready, whee, and pops that leg out. Doesn't hurt the sheep, it just stretches that leg out so I can get all the machine around it. There's one in the front leg here. Here we. Oh, peanut butter sandwich. Oh, Quasimodo. Even wave at your kids, hello. So these little buttons, it's his first time haircut. She's only got her baby teeth in. So no adult teeth. So it's just like our kids when they had their first haircut. Mum and Dad pinning the little fella to the ground and then guy trying to shave, the lady trying to shave his hair. Okay, same with the little sheep like this. first time haircuts, they do seem to wriggle a little bit more. All right, let's get on with it. I got some bad news for her. I'm not a sheep shearer. Sorry, honey. Don't panic. I've never been a sheep shearer. I kind of grew up as a shepherd though in the hot country in the South Island, kind of Lord of the Rings kind of mountains, and I was very scary hillbillies out there, and knowing how to shear a sheep is part of being a shepherd. There's 2 teats at the bottom here. Try and leave them on. My left hand's doing a lot of work because that's got to get rid of all the wrinkles. If it doesn't do its job, if you see me nits, it's my left hand's fault. Onto the bikini line. I'll just move around so the ladies can see this. Now ladies, maybe you're thinking to yourself, hey, he's not doing a bad job on that. Maybe you're going on holiday soon, or you think someone's coming up and you wouldn't mind a tidy up. It's only 50p today, ladies. Now I know you've had a recession, I honestly don't mind. I can even give you the 50p if you want. All of the perk. Alright. Why do we shear sheep? Some people think it's a bit mean. I think it's meaner to leave the wool on. So I'm going to tell you a little story. 10,000 years ago when Mother Nature made sheep, she didn't make them like this, that's for sure. We did. How did we get wool on the back of the sheep? Well, after we farmed for meat and milk, put that back, she's a bit shy, we realised we could change it what we humans use. So we started a thing called selective breeding. We started growing their fleeces longer and longer on the back. The worst thing we did to this animal is we stopped molting. I'm afraid to say by doing that, wool is now a big problem for sheep. It's actually the 2nd biggest killer of our sheep today. Number 2, number 1's the Barbie. How does wool kill a sheep? I know, you're doing well. 2 ways. It can get really long, as you can see, and they can get stuck on their own back, especially when they're pregnant, pinned to the ground. If a fox or a seagull or a crow finds a sheep upside down before the farmer does, it's all over Red Rover. I do take my time with the underarm, make sure you get it all, otherwise it looks a bit European. There we go, nice job. Alright, anyway, we've done all that bit yucky bits now, it's the easy part now. On to the best. Okay, here we go. You can see that yellow colour there. That's called lanolin, that's a grease the sheep extracts. Protects it from the wet weather. By the way, the biggest reason sheep can die from wool is a thing called fly strike. Flies love this unnatural fleece. They lay their babies in it called maggots, and maggots will kill a sheep in just a matter of days. I know it's not a nice story, but it's real bad over here, the fly strike sheep. I'll tell you the reason why I think it's real bad over here. Worse than in my country. But firstly, if you are worried, her skin will get thicker after shearing to hold the heat in. But the biggest thing about this is she only needs about ½ an inch of sheep wool on her body to go for your winter. That's how Mother Nature made her. Yep, doing all right for your first time. Anything longer than an inch and a half of wool on a sheep, there's no benefit to the sheep. None at all. All right, put your head out there. Okay, so it really is, we put it on there, you guys built an empire off it. Get your head out of there, my love, I've only just met you. Very friendly sheep over here. But it's not natural for a sheep to have a big coat and can't get rid of it. It's very unnatural and very harmful. Alright. No cuts to those or no scratches. She'll live for another 12 months. She won't get fly strike now, and she won't get stuck on her back thanks to the wool. Who wants to see a naked sheep? Yay! Everybody else turn around. No? Her first time haircut, just for a little Shetland. Didn't she do well? Give her a little clap, I think, so yeah. Pop in here, my love. Don't panic, it's not an oven. Sucker. Alright. Alright, I'm not a sheep shearer. I've had a wicked life, I really have. I've wobbled around this beautiful planet of ours for over 26 years. I've been to 100 plus countries, hundreds of cultures, and I've tried my hand at just about any job I've ever found. This is one of the hardest I've ever come across. They get a bit of a hard time over here. I don't really understand it. Without them, you'd have the biggest massacre you'd ever seen with fly strike. They grab sheep, they flip it, they drag it 30, 40 seconds down a porthole. They do this for 9 hours a day, average 300 to 400 sheep. The world record is over 801 days. This is the shed hander's job. My first job when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Okay, you get the wool away from the shearer as quick as possible. They just got to keep going. Now, this Now the farmer will sell this wool. He's got all that lanolin in it for your lipstick, eyeshadow, sunblock, soaps. Lanolin is really good for us. And this is for clothing, insulation, carpets. He pays £2 for the haircut, but that includes the shed hander. How much, after you pay £2 just for that one haircut, how much does he get for all this beautiful wool? Let's imagine a big fleece, a normal size sheep. You'd get 5 or 6 woolly jumpers in one fleece. 60p a kg. Hey mate, how you doing? All right, anyone else? What do you think, kids? Yell it out. Hello, sweetie. What do you think? £90. £90, go £90. I'll throw the sheep in as well. We've got £90, anybody £95, go 95, we've got £95 in the bag. That's you, sweetheart, 95, got 100, there's 95 in the back. We've got a salad at 95, everybody else, we've got a salad. Sold, well done, sweetie, that was a live auction. Where's your mum and dad? I'm just cheesing, yeah. Yeah, I got my sharing mates down here actually. If you haven't seen them yet, are you still doing down there in the sheds? Finish now. Oh, yeah. You got me anyway. But they are, it's around 50, if you average your breeds out, it's around 50, 60p a kg. So this is a very small fleece, you probably just barely get that. So that, hang on, I'm not a mathematician, but if you only gain 50, 60, or even 85p a fleece, he pays £2 for the haircut, that includes the shit hander. How much, that means he's losing money. Maybe why you only shear sheep once a year over here is because it actually is a cost at the moment for the farmer. Where other countries shear sheep twice a year, better for the sheep, but we probably do a little bit better with the wool side of it all. All right, we're going to move on to something a bit more exciting now. Okay, this is your part of the show now. The more effort you put into this bit, the better it is. It's our last dance for today, and it is really worth a good shout. People have never seen it before, and you don't think, oh, I'm not going to shout. Don't worry about the people beside you. You don't know them. Who cares what they think? Yell, it feels good. It's good for you as well. Take a deep breath. Let's rock the Bath and West. Do you want to see the sheep dance? Yay! Nailed it! Look how excited they are now. Well, Martha's already started. Okay, won't rush me with your new necklace. No, I don't think much of it. All right, let me quickly go through the routine. Dougal's starting to stretch to warm up. I'm just going to go in reverse order. We're going to finish with Terry. He's quite new, these two, but Terry finishes with a bit of Stevie Wonder. Bit of a wiggle. Martha and Belinda do it together. They're my ballerinas. They do leg thrust. And Belinda does a bit more. She's a bit more experienced. She does a leg thrust and a twist. Susie, absolutely nothing. Nothing. Nobby is not only up there because he's historically important to your country, he's also a wicked dancer. I'm going to see if I can do it justice. Starts with a moonwalk. He does leg crossovers, backslide, tail wiggle, and then he repeats it. It's amazing. It's full Monty. Sam, the oldest boy up here, been with us a very long time. It was probably his last year before he's retired, and he does a bit of pelvic thrusting. Dougal, Scotland. When I was living in Scotland, I used to go pubbing, clubbing. This always happened to me when I went out. He does exactly the same thing to me, so I call it the Highland Dance. The hippie does a serious headbanging, really flips it, and the Frenchman will probably be on strike. It's all right, it's your country. No, it's he dances. Of course he's dancing. He's French. Okay, he does the box step. 1, 2. These two go together. So you don't just watch Lenny. Rupert's working hard as well. Okay, let's start it off with these two. I'm going to start with Rupert. The box step. 1, 2. 1, 2. Lenny's away already. Look at them go. 1, 2. Crime partners in crime. We learned this at Glastonbury, me and Lenny. We can't remember much else, but we had a wicked 4 days. I think it was 4 days. It could have been a week. 1, 2. Took us about a month to recover. 1, 2. 1, 2. Very good, Rupert. I know Lenny's a bit more excited, but you do a lovely 2-step. Well done. Give him a bit of a lovin'. Well done, boys. Very good start to the dance routine. Dougal, stop getting all worked up. Don't get jealous. There we go. All right, what we're going to do is a little bit of a duet. I'm going to lead. You always bully me, just lead. I'm going to do it. No, follow my lead. I'm not following you. You can see what he's thinking. Come a bit closer, Kiwi. I'll give you something from Scotland. He likes to dance on his own. Pick it up a bit. Go on, then. Do your solo. All right, we better move on, Dougal. You're doing well, though, brother. Well done. Very good, mate. All right, Sammy, the oldest boy of the show. Nobby, you started too early, brother. Sammy, Sammy, the story of my life. You better hurry up, Sam. Nobby's halfway through the routine. Okay, Sam, you're a bit slow today. I'm going to have to move on. Moonwalks back, two-step, cross over there, two-step shimmy, moonwalk, tail slip. Can you see the footwork? Unbelievable. I know it's not a very good angle, but the footwork's amazing. Little shimmy there, should be on Strictly. Oh, Fred is there. Look at this. A little two-step, backslide, two-step shimmy. Nobby was trying to kill me. Let me move it. Susie, absolutely nothing. Well done. Belinda, leg thrust twist. Martha, throwing it out there. Beautifully done, ladies. Lovely leg thrust. Belinda's doing a lovely little twist as well. Short chain for a big sheep. I know, honey, that's thanks to health and safety, but they're working it well. And we're going to finish with Terry. He's brand new from last year. Do a little bit of Stevie Brother. I tell you, folks, my mum and dad are so proud. Dad, what do you do in the UK? I'm a doctor, Mum. I'm a dog trainer by trade, have been for 30 years, finally written a book about it to help people understand their dogs better. My wife read a kid's book there also to help kids understand them. Thank you for watching the Sheep Show, it's been awesome crowd. Thanks for